My name is Jamie Johnson and I'm going to go through the quick review for 080903 target that we had in the full session just gone. Just explaining why it looks a bit different is because I've lost the paper that I used to record my session on, but that's okay. We've got a whole full video that I can splice the pages from and explain them as well. But first, let's kick into this one and have a quick review. What I'm going to do is read the first paragraph. So the target is the rebuilding of Quechua Chukka Suspension Bridge in Peru. It is rebuilt every year. The old bridge is sagging below the new one, so they replace it, which is great because that's just maintenance which is needed. Each year in June, the people of the Comunidad Campesina of Huichuri, along the villages from 3 other nearby communities, rebuild a suspension bridge across the canyon of Upper Rio Apurimac. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. The bridges are Quechua Chukka made of ropes hand-woven of coya grass. Coya grass? A type of Andean bunch grass. A steel girder bridge crosses the canyon a short distance upstream from the Quechua Chukka, so it is not necessary that this bridge be built for any present-day transportation purposes. And yet that Quechua people continue to build the bridge annually, as apparently they have done since the Inca times. Wow. It is their custom, and by maintaining the bridge they honor their ancestors and the Pachamama. That's amazing. So while I've been reading that, some pictures have been coming up. We've got village people and gathering. We've got looks like dancers praising villagers practicing their dance for a fiesta. We've got people making the road, weaving the bridge, and we've got people testing out the bridge as well. We've got people, looks like they got markets, they got tents set up, stalls, and looks like they create quite a annual event with kids performing and all that sort of stuff, which is great. A great way to hold on to their traditions and culture. So it looks like we've got the kids performing and dancing, and that's about it. So on that moment, let's kick into the first page and let's see what's going on. So the first page. All right, so here we go. We have got anticipation. Oh, this first page is terrible. I might have to cut another one. Doing something for it to happen. I feel like they are moving. My arms feel like moving in place. Energy build up and an urge to move feels like a movement. So that was just from the ideogram itself and the different pro points. So 1, emotional anticipation, movement felt, and movement urge to move. So we've got some movement here and some anticipation and emotional responses from Pro 1. So let's kick into it and see what we can find out. So touch 1, arms felt solid, dense like, surface feels energetic. Skin feels like electricity, feels like a little pockets of energy over the surface of my arms, energy feeling. Arms feel normal when I move them. So I could feel something going on with my arms. You can feel the energy in your arms, and it makes it want to move. You can feel movement because you feel like your arm's been taken in different directions. Even though it's resting, you can feel the energy going in different directions on your arm, and that's the feeling that I get when you feel movement in the target, is that your arm and your body wants to move as well, and you can feel those energy, those movements in your muscles. It's like your muscles want to move somewhere. So when I move them, one of the things that I do is, when I do feel movement, is I move my arm just to see if I can pick up anything else from that. It might move in a specific direction, all those sorts of things. You have to test them all. So definitely feeling movement. I'm putting up pictures of the kids and their dancing, which I'm suspecting is probably them, or even people moving across the bridge, but it's too early to tell. Okay, touch 2. Feel cool spots on thighs of my legs, feel heaviness on top of my arms, legs, and feel movement. Okay, so just some more movements. I'm feeling cold spots on my legs and my arms, and just more of the same as you're working through those impressions. Touch 3. Can feel heartbeat in body, quite noticeable, very energy movement. Feel energy movement in tingles. Arms and legs feel like they've got tingles through them. So this is the movement thing again. So you can feel the energy sort of coming out and going away. You know, movement, stop, starting, stop, start, stop, start. So I'm feeling those tingles. They're not temporary. They don't go all over the place. They're sort of intermittent. So you know it's sort of static movements. That's what I'm suspecting, but yeah. Oh yeah, and the picture here, it says that I'm feeling something tight around my arm. So yeah, I felt that. It felt like something was strapped around my arm. I'm not quite sure what that was, but whatever it is, you mark it down. All right, let's kick into the next page. All right, so here we're on the second page, texture 1. Feel tightness in head. I've got my head and it feels tight. I've got density being felt, like it feels tight and solid in my head. Flow, coldness across shins. So very much across my shins I could feel flows, like cold flows. I'm not too sure. I'm probably the bridge, if anything, and it's just brushing past there, but you know, it's all speculative at the moment. Arm skin feels tight, so it just felt like it was really tight on the skin. Cold flows around shins, which is cool. Texture 2. Arms feel like nervous energy, like moving legs, like moving. Legs feel like energy is moving around muscles in the leg. Movement feels like a mini burst of energy in arms and legs. After movement, energy dissipates in arms and legs. Okay, so if you know, when I was doing this, one of the things, you know, when you drink lots of V or energy drinks and you've got all this energy bursting inside you, but you're not, you know, you're trying to sit still, but you're getting fidgety. It sort of feels like that. You can feel energy in your body. You can feel the energy in your arms and legs. You know they want to move. You don't know where they're going to move, but you know they want to move. And the energy that's in there feels like that. You can feel energy building up and releasing after movements are done. So that's what I'm thinking is texture 2, is the continuation of that movement feeling. Texture 3, probing, makes body energize, body tingling with energy to move, feel head and structure. So there, it's just a picture of my head and the tightness I can feel around the crown of my head. Short spasms felt in the long tendons. So I've got a picture of my arm here, or my hand, and as I was resting it doing my session, it felt like my tendons were moving, like little spasms of movement in my arm or in my hand, and they were quite distinct. So it felt like I could feel the individual tendons move in my hand. But that was really weird, that one. But yeah, that's number 2. So let's kick into the next one. So we've got page 3 up, and we've got here a picture of my body. Top of body feels light pressure, like tight clothing, like heavy on foot, feels tight, constricted. Feeling via thighs, tight, flat, cool. AOL padding. So it felt like thick padding, like like a gridiron player were to put on his pads and stuff. Maybe it feels like that, but it felt like big thick padding across my legs and tight clothing on the top and something heavy on my foot. And that's why I said padding, because NFL player sort of went bing in my head, and I knew that was an AOL. And I saw all the padding over his body, and that was the first thing, padding, that jumped to mind. Temp 2, feeling of light pressure descends over body. So yeah, you just feel something adhering to your skin. Light clothing, long sleeve, long pants, tight clothing. That's what I felt. And that's it pretty much. That's all I could sort of link it to. Temp 3, warm glow on back felt flatness and cooling. So warm glow on back, felt flatness and cooling. So I think it was a structure here, but I'm not entirely sure, because my back felt really flat and cool. It felt like a structure, and not like a person at all. The person doesn't have too many structural bits, especially all across the back. So yeah, we've got some colors here. We've got green streaks, light blue, green, yellow, blues, white, yellows. Now, looking at the clothes of all the villages and stuff, every color is represented in this in this target. So not entirely sure what's going how we can make that work for us, but as long as you're still practicing it, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I can find pictures with all this sort of stuff in it and post them up. Let's continue to the next one. We have smell 1, 2, 3, and here, 1 on this page. So let's kick through them. Smell 1, warmth, warmth, air, cool breathing, smoke, burning scent, whiff. Smell, yes, greater than 2, yes. Can't distinguish smells, and people. So in this one here, I recognize that there's warmth in the air, there's cool breathing going on. I can sort of smell something burning, and I'm not entirely sure what it could be. It could be some, they're preparing to cook meals, because there's so many people there that somebody's cooking. And what else we got? We've got burning scent or whiff. So it came through as a whiff, not a fully strong burning smell. This one was sort of like wafting a burning smell. The greater than 2 is when I get lots of smells. And when you get lots of smells, I just put greater than 2 smells and just put yes, acknowledging that there's lots of smells in this target that I can't distinguish. And that's basically it. Now the people one, I just gotta, I thought I could smell people in this, but I wasn't too sure, but whatever you suspect, just do it. Smell 2, cool air drawn when breathing in, many smells smelt. Little, what is it? Little smell, heavy smell. Lots of smells, lots of something. Focus, people smells, many people. So yeah, so when I smell people, it's like I can smell their human smells. I won't say BO, because it's not BO. It's just, you can smell somebody. And sometimes you smell a lot of people. And yeah, so look, if you suspect there might be more, just because you can't pick out each individual smell and that sort of thing, just put smells people, more than 1. Many people. Just keep building on that picture for the next one if need be, the next sense topic if need be. Let's go to smell 3. Smells like minty, slight smell, warm day, sunny, breathing. Through all smells, felt cold thighs, tight clothing, flow through shins, thighs, tight shoes. All right. And what have I got? AOL liniment. So maybe I was smelling some sort of liniment, like a mentholy type thing. I'm not too sure where that would have come from, but yeah, it was there, and I thought I'd check down the AOL for it anyway. What do we got here? One. I've got a picture of myself here, and I've drawn all the structures. What I've got here is I've got a tight head, so on my body, I've got something wrapped around my head tight. Heavy feels messy, busy, disorientated, and energetic. So hearing feels messy, busy, disoriented, and energetic. Hearing. So what that's describing is that there's a lot of activity that I can hear. It feels messy. It's like a whole lot of chaos happening over here somewhere. Feels noisy, tingly, loud. So most of the time why I say loud is I can hear sort of percussions in my ear, like I can feel the beats or the rhythm of whatever's playing. I don't hear sound too much, but I hear the beats, the rhythm, the noise is, I don't know, it just feels messy and energetic and disorganized when I hear things from the target. So yeah, let's carry on. Page number 5, we've got hearing 2. Can feel heartbeat in ear, feels strong, feels strong, feels beats spread over back, over what? Over body. Left arm feels locked in place, feels like tight pressure around head, can feel movement in head, can feel like smiling or muscles that look after smiling, feel drawn to movement, tight feel in my face. Flat front, open back. Oh no, that's that. All right, so the 5th page that we've got is hearing 2. Yeah, I could, for some reason, I could hear my heartbeat. Now, hearing 2 sounds like it's following someone who's crossing the bridge. I'm thinking that people who cross the bridge, their heart's beating, they're nervous as hell. Left arm feels locked in place. You know what? If people are scared, they're going to go across slowly and they're going to grip like hell onto those ropes when they're testing that bridge. And they're smiling while they do it. So yeah. What else we got? Hearing 3. Flat front, open back, flat structure in front of me. Back feels open and exposed. All right. This to me sort of feels like this could be one of the edges of the bridge. In the first photo, we've got a flat structure going up behind. We've got it tailoring up to the end of the bridge when it has all these structure around the side. Now that's sort of my guess, and I think I'm going to link it to that. Yeah, I think that could be one of the edges of the bridge. It could be anything. It could be a structure, a house there, but I'm thinking that it could be the bridge end, one of the ends of the bridge. But anyway, let's go on to join 1. Join 1. So I've got a picture of me in my pro pose, sitting pose for the session, and I've drawn arrows. So airflow from front, I can feel flows coming in from the front of my body. Arm feels open to air forward direction. So yeah. I've also got, in this join, I've got a picture of my head where I can feel structures in my face. It was really weird. I tried drawing the structures initially, but it didn't really sort of make sense. So I drew it again and I tried to draw the structure in detail. So I had something going across my head. I had something going down towards, which felt like things going from my ears down to my nose. And I thought, oh, they sort of feel like glasses or goggles. And then the strange thing was, it went down my nose and then splayed out from the sides of my mouth. It's like it came down and flowed out that way. You know what I'm thinking I'm going to link this to is the structure of the bridge itself. It has a lot of long, ropey structures. They'd cross over as well. They get tied. It's my sort of, I think it's going to be my go-to for the ropes, is this impression here. I get the air current coming across the bridge or in front of the bridge or in front of a person, and then I feel the structures of the ropes after that. So that's what I'm going to link it to going forward. We've got page 6 here. What we've got is join 2, 3, and snapshots 1 and 2. So let's go with join 2. So this one here in join 2, it felt like my head was being weighed down. Either I'm looking at the ground or someone's looking at the ground and doesn't want to take their eyes off it. But it felt like my head was just locked down in the down mode, and it felt like it was being weighed down, like close to your chest. As far as instincts go, it sounds like someone walking across the bridge looking down or looking at their feet, and making sure they step carefully or cautiously. But the head movement is all I felt, and it felt like it was being pulled down from my chin space. Anyway, join 3. Both legs cold, sweat-like, exposed to cool air. Back feels like it has something large on it. Carry big warm pillow on back. So one of the pictures is one of these locals who has their bag on their back, and I think it's that. It felt like a massive pillow, and it looks like a big pillow as well. So I'm going to link it to that. Cold sweat like exposed to cool air. Maybe it's hot, I'm not too sure. But definitely something on the back is definitely being seen on the target space. So snapshot number 1, I drew, looked like a structure. It looked like a stadium. And I think I was getting an AOL sort of taking over my session a little bit. I was suspecting certain things and I couldn't block it out. So the first one is of a stadium. Obviously we don't have a stadium in the thing, so not too sure why that popped up, or I think my targeting was just off, or I let something just shift into my headspace while that was going on. There's a lot of targets at the site, we just can't validate it, right? So let's move on. Snapshot number 2. So snapshot number 2 has 2 figures with their arms up like this. Felt like it, when I saw it, they were just dark, blurry figures. But the figures made those shapes. So basically when I'm trying to get a visual, I get the basic shapes together and I start drawing it out. So yay, as you'll see, is one of the pictures I would have popped up already, is people dancing and they had their hands up. So that's awesome. For me, that's great. It's a great hit. It goes along with the dancing, it goes along with the movement, it goes along with all of it, I think, and it's just a great feeling to have, that you can feel it, have it validated as well. So having these people with their arms up and then seeing the picture with the arms up is awesome. Let's get to the next page. This is number 7. So on this page I did a third snapshot, and for some reason I saw these big giant circles in front of me, and that was it. It didn't give any detail. I think I was getting sort of tired at that stage, so I went on a break. Basically the break lasted for about a day. I continued the session the next day or the next night. But yeah, as far as these circular things, I don't relate them to anything. I think I might have got a bit tired towards the end of this space, or this time period, and I just needed to have a break because I wasn't feeling great. And it's great to have a break. You know, you come back into it a bit more refreshed, and one of the fears is that you don't connect into the target again, but you do. And you just carry on, and that provides some diversity in your session as well. So let's finish this page 7, and let's kick into when the break was done. Alright, so now we've come back and we've got page 8, which is the start of the matrix. We're on sensorals. We've got sensorals coming up first. Feels like tight clothing around body, but puffy. Knee pads like glove-like feeling. Knee pads like glove-like feelings. Clothing on skin. Sheer, clingy, huggy weight on arms and legs. They got a lot of clothes. So, yeah. We'll just keep going. Magnitude. Feels large, inflated. Feels large, inflated cushion. Bellowy, pillowing feel against body. Some head structures. So that was on my back again. So it felt like I was carrying a balloon or something on the back. But I know it's exaggerated because you just have to describe it and move on. Some head structures, cool. Might be the lady with the bag on her back and her hat on. So it's a good hit. It's a good impression. Topological, we've got... So this one here, I've got a little drawing of a structure, or the shapes. It felt like it was curved, and it had ropes going off in different directions. Not ropes, lines. It had things going from the center outwards, and it felt structural on these outer bits here. When I first saw it, and that AOL with the 2 big balloons, I thought maybe we're in a big balloon and we're looking up into the balloon, and this could be blah blah blah, and that can be the edge of the circle or the balloon or whatever. And that was sort of the AOLs that were sneaking in, but definitely structural on the side and some lines coming off it. That could easily be one of the edges of the bridge, ends of the bridge, and ropes coming off it could be traversing to the other side and that sort of thing. But you know, it's I'll take it, and we'll go from there and see what else is going on. So we've got page 9 up here. We've got subjectives, energetics, and physical. So let's do subjectives. So nervous but anxious. Excited, good time. It felt good, like it was a good thing. It just felt good, like wholesome in that space, and that's what I picked up. It was just a good time, having a good time. I was happy, but yeah, nervous but anxious. Yeah, I would be too if I was crossing that bloody bridge too. Energetics. So energetics is just trying to detect any sort of energy around your body, hence aka the site or the target. Let's have a look. Large object on back, way bigger, towering. And that's the lady with the big bag on her back. Thickness around legs, large objects around ankles, you feel flows. Not entirely sure, maybe that's her clothing that she can feel, or I can feel. But yeah, I've linked it to the lady with the big bag on her back, and we'll just see where it goes. The physical, so this is my 3D modeling. So the physical, I got the bottom structure there. As I sort of scan for the bottom structure, I can move my hand up and then scan this area here, then move my hand up and scan this area here, especially because it's a 3D modeling thing. So when I'm scanning across the bottom of this thing, I'll only feel the bottom of the structure. But if you go up, you can feel more levels to the structure, and you can see if it's declining or if it's increasing or whatever. you just describe it. So this one here, I felt like a long, thin structural sort of link. I felt a lot of people, or a lot of objects, not people, a lot of objects in this structure. And then when I moved up, the structure got smaller and less objects, and then the structure got smaller and less objects. As to what this could be, I'm not entirely sure. It's all practice, and all we need to do is practice the feeling of it. You can trust your imaging later, but we need to concentrate on feeling something and develop those feelings into something better. So this one, if it's a declining sort of, it could be people sitting on a mountain and going up the mountain. This could be a bridge. I don't know. There's really nothing there to sort of ascertain what it could definitely be, but it's practice. We'll just keep going. All right, next one. We have got page 10. This has got paraphysicals and symbolics concepts. All right, so paraphysicals is like the physical, but I don't use the same modeling technique. Basically, I just sort of try and feel what isn't physical on site, because the modeling technique I use relies on the solidness of objects and subjects in there. I'm not going to feel it if I'm scanning not solids. So feel toes like wind flows across them, like dipping toes in fast running stream. Yeah, that was basically all I felt. It felt like my toes were in like a blast of cold water. Not blast of cold water, like in a cool stream of air. It was just aimed at my toes. And that's all I could feel. Maybe that's the wind going past the bridge, past the person, don't know. But you felt it, you got to put it down. Symbolics, bird shape, bird flying, AOL. And this one was a wave. So I saw symbols of these flows going around. It sort of looked like a bird to me. And so I put the AOL bird flying. And then underneath, it sort of looked like I was looking into something. Like this was the bird head, and this was the beak, and then this was like a wave, a vortex inside of that, and I was going into it. Don't know what that was. Really weird. I didn't linger on it for too much either. So next one is concepts. So I saw a few, as I was doing the concepts, I got patterns, visual patterns appear. Not usually in concepts though. Usually in concepts I like words because it can describe more, and I can't draw very well. But yeah, I started building out the first tent, like the lines that I could see, and then it felt like it was repeated, like there was a cut and place block, cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste. And that's where these other three came. So that's why I put Tent City. It was just patterns patterns of structures that I was seeing. So yeah, that was concepts. I see a few photos in there. Has a few stalls and that sort of stuff. Unsure, but then that gives me a way to link it to the impressions that I'm receiving. Let's kick into it. What's the last page? So here we got number 11, and personal responses. I got goosebumps. I usually get goosebumps when it's cold, but yeah, you can feel it on your skin. Snapshot number 1. I got this feeling of a bloody stadium again. I'm not entirely sure why, but it emphasized a group of people just sort of sitting there. That's why I drew it darker. Yeah. Stadium, AOL Stadium, I think it invaded my session and sort of took over at certain points. But not all the points, just some of the points. What else we got? We got snapshot number 2. So here, as I was drawing it out, it felt long, and I think I was channeling the bridge, you know, getting all these long things out of the way, and for some reason I had to draw the lines going horizontal from the bit that was coming out. It looks like a path, it looks like something at the end of, looks like a structure at the end of a path. It can be the structure at the end of something. This even can look like a bridge, but it's not definite. But you know what, feeling it makes it authentic. You know, even though I can't describe very well my feelings on the articulation of the images that I share, if you do them, you'll know what you felt, and those additional links of marrying a picture to a target to feelings of that target, because we've never had feelings across targets. We didn't even know what space felt like until you feel it. So sort of a T-junction, it was a big sort of eye structure that I could see. It looked like an eye, a letter I, and then I saw all these structures coming off it and then coming around. So very loose picture of the bridge, but I'm going to link it to the bridge because of what I felt. And yeah, so guys, thank you for joining me on this one. I will make sure next time I don't lose the paper, so you don't have to see me explaining those. All right, so guys, thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next time, and have a good practice. See you later. Bye.